Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to be going through all of the books that I read in March and April and just my review on them, my rating, all of that good stuff. The first one I read was on my Kindle and it was Ask for Andrea by Noelle W. Lilly. I'm not entirely sure how to say her last name. It's Lhli. I gave that one 3 stars. It was about a serial killer who murders 3 women over time, and it jumps through time from those 3 women getting murdered, and some of them become ghosts to haunt him, and then it's just about the 3 girls coming together trying to help him not murder any other girls. It was decent. It was a quick read. It was a thriller, like mystery, I think, so as I'm sure you can tell by the description. I was recommended it by my cousin and I thought it was really good. It's a very quick read, which is nice. Next we have Count My Lies by Sofia Stava. This one I got in my book of the month and I read it because it was a really quick, it looked like a quick thriller. And I also rated this one 3 stars. This one is also a thriller, like mystery, about a girl who lies all the time, mainly just like she's just a pathological liar. She wants to make her life seem more interesting, so she just lies like about her name, all kinds of stuff. And so then it starts off with her getting a job from lying, and it's just about her like going through that job, but then there's like a super crazy twist towards the end. But it was good. It was 3 stars, pretty easy, quick read. Next I have Billy Summers. Oh shoot, there's a sticker on there. That sticker won't come off. I got this secondhand. Next is Billy Summers by Stephen King. I had never read a Stephen King novel before, and I know that people really enjoy this one, and so I wanted to try it out. This one is not really one of his horror ones though. This one's more just like a mystery. I ended up giving this one another 3 stars. I enjoyed this book. It was really thick though, and I don't know, my thing with it was basically it's about an assassin. Billy Summers is an assassin who gets hired for something, for a job, but it's just him going through the motions of doing this job, but then like in the middle, essentially the job is finished one way or another, and so then there's like a whole other half of this book that just, I was like, where is this going? What is the point? But it was good. It was kind of just like trudging through, trying to know if there was like a point towards the end of the book. I do think that it was a good book and I would recommend it to people, but only like a select person, because also there was some disturbing themes in here and kind of graphic, which I know that's what Stephen King does. But what I like about Stephen King's writing is in the books, he has full chapters, but then in the chapter itself, each like paragraph or section is its own number. So it's really easy to read and go through because it's like this. Like this is from chapter 7, but it has a 4. It has a 4 at the top. And then this is chapter 8, but it starts with 1. I don't know. It's just interesting. It makes it a nice read. Next one, The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. I don't know, probably butchering that. This is essentially, I would say, like almost a modern classic. Like I feel like a lot of people read this book, or it's very well known, kind of like The Book Thief or just like other books like that. And my husband actually said I should read this one. It was a decent read. I gave this one 3 stars. This is about a kid in Afghanistan and basically his life from when he was really young all the way to an adult. And it just talks about the hardships that people in Afghanistan go through. And it's very, very heartbreaking in a lot of parts. Like even the ending, I wasn't even sure like where it was gonna go. I wasn't sure if it was going to be happy, sad, whatever. I'm not going to tell you because I don't want you to spoil. But the author of this, it's kind of like what his life was like, because he grew up in Afghanistan, but then he had left. And so it was just like showing what his childhood was like, but through this other boy's perspective. I don't know, it was pretty good. It's definitely a good read for a lot of people because it gives you a whole different perspective into how people live like nowadays. But this is, I would say, like a general fiction. The next two books that I read were on my Kindle. One was The Reckoning. It's a Zodiac Academy book. It's the third book in that series. In February, I started the Zodiac Academy series, and I'm liking it a lot so far. I gave that one a 3 stars, and I'm not going to say really what it's about because it's a part of a series and there will be spoilers, but I recommend that series. The only thing is I'm doing like, I'm going to read all the books, but there's also like interconnected like series that you can read in between. So I just finished the 3rd book of the Zodiac Academy, and then now I have to read a whole other series until I can finish the Zodiac Academy, which brings me to my next book, Dark Fae. These are both by Caroline Peckman as well. But anyway, so my next book, Dark Fae, this one is part of the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series. That one's the first one. And I gave this one a 3 stars as well. This one takes place, I think, a little bit before the Zodiac Academy, and it follows a different academy. It's not the Zodiac Academy, it's the Aurora Academy, which is another academy in this whole like Fae world. These books are really interesting. You can go on TikTok and like look up all kinds of stuff about it, and it'll give you, that's what I do to figure out the reading order. Zodiac Academy is about these 2 girls, they're twins, who get pulled into a Fae world that they didn't even know about. And it's just really interesting because there's all different types of Fae and orders, and there's like wolves, vampires, hydras, what else? Dragons, Pegasuses, I don't know. There's so many different orders, and each person gets an order, like each Fae gets an order, and just there's 4 main elements everyone can have. There's fire, water, ice, and earth. And most people only have one element that that's their element that they use. Some people who are more powerful have 2 elements, 3 elements, very unheard of for people to have 4 elements. And it's just really interesting because there's also these creatures they're trying to fight that are trying to steal their powers. And I don't know, it's like a 10-book series. I think it's a 9-book series, but with like novellas in between. And then if you add the other books on top of it, because the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series is a 5-book series, and you read that in between 3 and 4 of the Zodiac Academy, it's a taxing, it's kind of a lot to take in, but it's really fast-paced books. Like I went through the first 3 in a month, because I read the first 2 in February, and then I finished the 3rd one in March, and then I've finished a whole other book in March. But I'm I've started the 2nd book of the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, which is called like Savage Fae, but I haven't finished it yet. But I'm like 20% through the book. I just like kind of took a break for a little bit because I was reading them back to back. I would recommend those books. I think they're good. I want to try to finish the more series I have though, because that is like a big series to start. But also they're coming out with new covers for them. That's what really got me interested. I didn't really like the old covers, but the new covers look really pretty, and I'm slowly collecting them. I have the first one. Actually, I can go grab it. Let me grab it. Okay. Here's the first book. It's really pretty. I really like this cover compared to the old one. I'll put the old one on the screen. But yeah, these are by Caroline Peckman and Suzanne Valenti. I think people call them like the Twisted Sisters or something like that. But as you can see, the book is pretty big, but the text is big. Look. You can see the text is a bigger text. It's a bigger book. And it's really pretty because like each chapter starts like this. It gets a full spread, and the new books have a bonus chapter, I think, in all of them. But it's really interesting. I would definitely recommend I want to get all of these. I think they're gorgeous. Way better than the other covers. But I only have the first one so far. I need to get the second and third. But they haven't even come out with all of them. They're slowly releasing them. Okay, those were the last books I read in March. Now, starting in April, the first thing I read was Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is just a graphic novel, part of a series. This is the 5th one in the series. I wanted to complete the series. There is a 6th book coming out, I believe. I'm not sure when, so I will be getting that and completing the series completely. But I do know there's other books that are like standalones that connect to the characters in this. But it's just a really cute story about these two boys and just what they're going through and finding their sexuality and their friend group and just trying to get through high school. But I just love Nick and Charlie. I think they're so cute. This one, they all hold like some like more triggering themes in them, but they're worth a read, especially I think like for a teenager that would be really good for them. And then next I read Summerland by Ellen Hildebrand. I'm trying to complete all of Ellen Hildebrand's books. I want to read all of them. And I don't have this one. I read it on my Kindle, but it was good. I gave it a 3 stars. I read this one really quickly. It was a fast read. It was kind of a sadder one. All of Ellen Hildebrand's are general fiction. Some of them have more romance, some of them have more sad themes, some of them are just like a person's life day to day. They're all like just general fictions. This one was about these 4 kids on graduation night. One of them ends up dying, and it's just about the Nantucket town and these kids and their parents' lives and like going through trying to like live now without this one like shining star student that passed away. So it's sad, but it's a good read. It's got a good ending. Next, I read What If? It's an Into Deep interlude by Nicole Forini. This book I read because it was a tiny little book and my sister had gotten it and she wanted to know if it was good, and so she had me read it because I read faster than her. This is from an indie author, I'm pretty sure, and it's just the beginning of a series. This one was okay. You can tell the author was a little bit immature, I feel like, and I didn't really like how she portrayed a guy would think about a girl. It wasn't a bad one though. I don't know if I'd want to read the actual book, but I could see my sister enjoying it. And there was just like one term that the author kept using that I just thought was kind of like not good taste. It was just whatever though. I gave this one a 2 stars. Then I read Wires and Nerves by Marissa Meyer. This is a part of the Lunar Chronicles, and that's like one of my favorite series. This one and there's a second book take place after what happens in the other books, but these are graphic novels. I've kind of been on a graphic novel kick recently. I've been really wanting to get back into them. I used to read a lot on like webtoons on my phone, and there's a lot that I used to read on webtoons that are now becoming books, and I just really want to support these creators and I want to reread those series. But this one is really good. I don't want to give too much away because if you haven't read the series, you'll want to read this after that. But I read this one, and then I read the second one right after that, and I gave both of these 4 stars. I liked both of these. They were really good. This one is Wires and Nerves Gone Rogue, and then obviously the first book. I got these second hand, and I was just really excited to read them, and so now I can add them to my collection. They're really pretty. I liked the artwork and everything. Add those. Then also I finally read Reckless. Lots of feelings with this one, I will say. I loved Powerless, and I even really enjoyed Powerful, the novella. This one, Reckless, I read it in the upcoming release of Fearless, and I know a lot of people were disappointed in this book. Honestly, I'm not disappointed, but to me, This book was a filler. I don't know if this was a necessary book. Besides the last, not even that much. Besides the last, you can see where I even tabbed. This much. Like, this much. This is a, like, 400-page book, almost just under 400-page book. This much is the much that, like, I feel like was necessary. Which kind of sucks, because I love Pei, and I love Kit, and I love Kai. And so it just sucks because I wanted to love it, and I just didn't. I gave it a 3 stars. It's just, I just don't, like, I feel like you almost don't even need to read this one to then go into Fearless, which I don't want to feel that way, but it just does. Like, why, there was, like, so much of this just wasn't needed. It was, like, repetitive over and over again. And I'll probably get hate for saying that, because I know people love this series. But I feel like we didn't need this much. Like, it could have been another novella. Like, honestly, it could have been another novella. I don't know why we needed a whole book for this. Not that I didn't have fun reading it, because obviously I completed it. But I feel like it kind of put me in a slump, and I don't want to feel like that with one of my favorite reads. Like, Powerless itself is so good. I love Powerless. Like, I can't shut up about Powerless, but I don't know. It was just kind of disappointing. I do love them. I love the banter. The writing's good. It's just... Anyways. Then I read Lore Olympus Volume 1. This is one of those books I read on Webtoons. And they've now become, I think she has, like, literally, what is her name? Rachel Smith. I think she literally has, like, 8 volumes now, and she's still going. They're just so pretty. This is another graphic novel. These ones are about the gods and goddesses, like Persephone, Hades, Hermes, Aphrodite, Zeus, all of those gods. The Greek ones. And it's just a collection of the episodes into a volume, which is really nice. So I'm rereading these. I also have the second one that I probably will read sometime soon. But I gave this 4 stars. I love these books. Probably the whole series. I haven't finished them, obviously, but the whole series is probably going to be a 5-star. Okay, so that is all of the books I read. I might complete, like, a book maybe by the end of April, because we're on, like, the last week, but I'm reading The Butcher and the Wren. I just started this last night. It's a really thin book, so I might be able to complete this. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm kind of in a slump right now. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it was reckless. I don't know what it is. Like, I hate it because I want to read. I feel like I want to read, but then I don't want to read anything. There's no books that really stand out to me that I really want to read, or I've started so many books. And I don't, like, want to read any of them. I was really excited because I got Fearless. I pre-ordered it, and so I was like, oh, I'll just jump right into Fearless. But I don't know. I don't know if I need a break from that world. We'll see. I'm hopeful that I can read some books, hopefully soon, and not be in a slump. Because slumps suck. But I'm going to try to start making some more videos and putting more videos out. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.